Hello everyone and welcome to our channel. My name is Melissa. I am with Our Creative Haven. I have a diamond painting out right now, and today we are going to kit up this diamond painting together and we're going to chat along the way. My goal is to get this kitted up so that it is ready to start for Drills and Chills on September 1st. So if you're not aware, Drills and Chills runs from September 1st through October 31st. It is hosted by Diamonds and Washi and Emeralds and Fairy Lights. I will put information in the description box if you want to go and check that out. And once you have your painting picked out, it has to be an unstarted painting picked out for the event. You will get a picture of it. You will upload it so that you can be eligible for the weekly giveaways and for the grand prize drawing at the end. Again, I'll put more information in there for that. I sincerely apologize if you hear in the background is my cat. Her name is Angel, and she is making a bunch of ruckus. So I apologize for that. All right. So the painting that I have picked out for this event is called Midnight Whiskers. It is by Artifey. So I did get this painting from Dreamer Designs. This is my very first one that I've gotten from Dreamer Designs. I did not do an unboxing on this one just because I'm so excited to get it kitted up and get it ready so that it's done. It's ready to go for Drills and Chills to start in a month. I know it's a month away. However, I do have a lot of crafting stuff that I do, not just diamond painting. I also knit, I crochet, I do a little bit of sewing, a little bit of beadwork. I also do like embroidery type stuff and things like that. And I'm also currently writing a book. So lots of stuff going on for myself. So I just don't want to forget about it and be rushing at the end to get it done, right? So my daughter is going to be featured on this channel as well. So is my son. So both of them are also crafters. They do love to paint and color, and my son works with clay and my daughter does diamond painting. We're kind of a very crafty family. So they will be featured on the channel. However, to protect their privacy, we will not be showing their faces. But you will get to see the work that they're doing. You will get to hear their voices in the background and things like that. But for today, we are just going to do this painting. Okay, so normally, so let me tell you about the painting. So this is a diamond painting, square, and it is 60 by 80 centimeters or 23.6 by 31.5 inches. It is 65 colors. I have a diamond painting book that I use to keep track. It's a logbook to keep track of all my diamond paintings. So this one is 65 total colors. There are 4 ABs and there are 3 crystal drills in here. It is a total of 76,800 drills. So this one's kind of a big one. Not the biggest one I'm working on, but definitely a good size one. Honestly, I cannot wait to start this. So here is the original artwork for that. So this comes with the stickers. So this sticker will go in my logbook once I get this kitted up. And then there's some other stickers down here. I don't know if you can see them. Some more stickers down here. And then these are all the stickers that go on the containers. And you might get to see Miss Angel. She is up here right now on the table. And she is just kind of making her way up. Yep. She just bumped the camera. Yep. She's bumping it again. Sorry about that. Angel. Hey, cut it out. She is bumping stuff. So sorry about that. But you might get to see her hang out with us for a moment. But anyway, so all of these stickers that are on here will go in my logbook. I am so terribly sorry. She is very, very interested in the tripod. There she goes. Okay. So these will all, except for these obviously go in the containers, but these will all go in my diamond painting logbook once I get this kitted up and it's ready to go. I will get this in the logbook so that I can dispose of this. So generally, I've got a lot of different systems that I use for kitting up. So I have Elizabeth Ward containers. I've got the Diamond Art Club containers that are similar to the Elizabeth Ward. I have several different ones I've bought off of Amazon, Tic Tac boxes and like little, these tiny little boxes. They have like 4 in each. We use those for like snack size paintings and stuff like that. And then I've also got the Forever Young. I have something currently kitted up in that. So, but I also bought this monster thing from Amazon. I don't know if you can see that really well, but this has several of these tiny little containers in them. So this is what they look like. And these are screw top. So the top comes off of that and you fill these up. The reason that I got this was because I wanted the opportunity to have more than one diamond painting kitted up at a time. And based on how many colors it is, I should be able to get 2.5 to 3 diamond paintings kitted up in this whole container, because there's one here and in the bottom are 2 more of these trays. And each tray, 14, there's 140. 14 here and 10 down, so 140 in each one of these. Sorry about that. My cat needed me to stop really quick. But yes, so there are 140 of these per tray. There are 360 total bottles in here. So really, unless each and every color needs multiple of these, which I'm not really sure yet. I've never used a system like this, so I'm not sure yet. I should be able to get 3 paintings in here, but we'll see. Okay, so let me get this now out of the way. I am, though, going to pull this over here because we are going to need this to kit up. So I am going to pull this over here. I'm actually going to switch this around. So there's that. Okay. So normally when I am kitting up, I took these out of the plastic thing that it comes in because the sound of that just grates my ears. So I don't want to do that to y'all. So I took that out, and then I have a dryer sheet so that if I'm running into a lot of static, then I can put it on the dryer sheet prior to pouring it into the bottles to help with the static. I've also got a dryer sheet cut up over here that I'm going to put one of each of those in here because I've heard a lot of people say there's a lot of static in these little drill containers. So I'm going to put one of those in each one of these just to minimize some of that static so they're not bouncing all over the place every time I open it. But let's go ahead and get these ready for me to kit it up. Okay, so what I normally do when I am kitting up is I will cut all of the little bags off so that they are all in their own respective little piles. It makes it easier for me when I'm kitting up because then at least I know which pile to look in and I'm not moving stuff around and looking in a whole bunch of, different stuff or different, how it comes in like the rows, trying to find a color. Like that's annoying. So I put everything in a little pile in its own respective, number group, 100s, 200s, 300s, 400s, 500s, etc. And then that way, if I am looking for a specific color, then I can just go to that little pile and find what I'm looking for. Now, what I did want to show you is the ABs. This is one of them. Isn't that beautiful? So AB stands for Aurora Borealis, if I can pronounce that correctly. And it's basically indicative of the Northern Lights. So you can see the coating that is on that. I hope that the camera is picking it up really well. See that coating on there? It's absolutely beautiful. They are a little bit more difficult to work with, but I find, at least for myself, that putty works the best for this, me personally. There's that one, and then here's another one, just a different color. Oh, so beautiful. I love that. So those are the ABs that are in here. The other special drill is the crystals. So there's the crystals. Absolutely beautiful. I love these also. I really love the crystals. They work out really well also. I love those. So we will go ahead and get started while we just kind of chat about things that are happening. Okay, so today is August 1st, which is awesome because that means it is the start of October. I am a huge fan of fall, so this whole process of drills and chills just makes my heart happy because y'all, fall time, the end of summer, but it's fall. I'm loving it and I cannot wait because spooky season is my fave. Okay. So normally when I kit up, I don't kit up in order like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or even the DMC code, 1, 3, yeah. I like to kit up by symbols. So the symbols that are similar, I like to kit those up together. So I generally will do number, then letter, then what I call mathematical. So that's all the pluses, the minuses, the equal signs, the divide signs, things like that. Then arrows together. And then from there, it's like, the other symbols like squares, circles, hearts, things like that. And then all of the other symbols kind of at the end. So that's generally how we go. So I've got a number 1 right here. So this is what I mean. So even though this is number 43, it has the number 1 as the symbol. So that is the one that I'm going to use. I'm just going to take the first one out here. We're going to open that up. Now, number 1 is 3760. So that is this whole pile that's kind of off to the right. This thing is huge. Look at this pile. This is all of the 3000 numbers. Like, wow. Okay, so 3160. Sorry, probably off camera, but this is just easier so that everything kind of stays together. 3160. Where you at? Okay, my bad. 3760. I was over here like, we are not off to a great start. 3760. There it is. Good Lord have mercy, people, for me. Please just, pray for me or something. Okay, let's see. How are we doing here? Yeah, as you can tell, oops, we've definitely got some static in there. See that? Definitely got some static. So first things first, it's going to go right on here. Then, instead of letting it jump all around, I'll blow in there, and that gets the rest of it out. Then there's that. Those will go in the trash once I'm done. I would not be surprised if my cat isn't up here messing with that stuff. So normally what I'll do is I will just kind of set it down and just kind of pat over it like this. Then we will put one of these in here so that it's there. And then, well, yeah, because that's what I do. I just dump them all over the place. Okay, now that I've cleaned that up, I'm going to put the lid on there just like that. Then I'm going to get my sticker here. Well, ma'am, get it together. I do talk to myself, so my bad. All right, and then that will just go right on top there. There we go. So that's the first one done. So that's essentially what I do. So then we're going to go to number 2, which number 2 is 518. That is in here. So things that have been happening around here. So we go back to school on Wednesday. So we have been doing school shopping and getting ready for that. We have back to school night on Monday. So that's when we go in and we see who their teacher is going to be. They get to go check out their classrooms, drop off school supplies, things like that. And the kids are excited. Well, my son, not as excited. He does very well in school, but school's not really his favorite. My daughter, though, on the other hand, that's her jam. She absolutely loves school, and I think more for her friends than she really does for school itself. But she's excited to see if her friends or her best friends are going to be in her class this year. Because last year, she did not. She had one friend in her class last year, which was fine. Because trust me, my daughter can talk your ear off. So she is better off not having all of her friends in class. But she did have one, which is fine. And most of them, we live in a pretty small town. So most of them all went to, preschool together. They went to kindergarten together, things like that. So they all pretty much know each other pretty well. And they really do love to be in class with each other. So Monday we will get to find out about that. The kids are excited for that. And my daughter is currently in gymnastics, so she does that once a week. And then she's also in cheer, so she does cheer also. So she loves both of those. Now, I kind of want to tell you about, okay, so like as you can tell, there are 3 bags of this. So I will not kit up all of the bags. I feel like that takes more containers than what's necessary. So generally what I will do is I have like a small cardboard box that I keep extra drill packs in when I'm working on a painting. So these will go in the box that goes to this painting so that when it's time for me to start working on it, then I have all the extra drill packs in that box. And then I can pull it out when I start to work on it and put it in the other cardboard box that I keep right next to my diamond painting area that I put all the extra packs in. So 2 of these we're just going to put in that box because we are not going to kit up all of them. That's kind of my plan, and kind of, it's my goal is to be able to fit more than one diamond painting in each tray of these little bottles, right? Like I want to be able to not have a billion storage systems, and have to constantly be finding room for new storage systems because I don't have room in my diamond painting room for a bunch of stuff, so yeah. So that's why I bought that, and I'm kind of trying it out, and if I like it, then I'm going to get a couple of more of them so that I can have, a bunch of whips at one time, because who doesn't love that? So gymnastics, she goes all year long, and then obviously cheer she just does for now because she's only in 2nd grade. She does cheer in the fall. The winter, like for basketball and stuff, it just really kind of depends on how many kids they get to sign up for basketball. Okay, so that one is kind of full. I don't want to overfill it too much, and it looks like we do still have a little bit. So one of the big drill packs, the ones that are kind of full like these are going to take 2 of those. So at least I know that, and I can plan for that, right? So this has 60 colors. Not all of them obviously are going to go in multiple containers. So I do think I will have more than enough containers on one row or one stack to do this entire painting. So that's great, because I also want to kit up a couple other ones when I get an opportunity, just because I feel like once it's kitted up, then there's a bigger chance of me working on it. And that's the thing, like I don't want to have a bunch of whips just sitting around. I already have 4, And I just don't want to not, and I didn't put a thing in that. Of course I didn't. I don't want to not work on something, right? Like I don't, no? Oh yeah, I did. It's on the bottom. Cool. I don't want a bunch of whips sitting around because what happens is I don't work on it. So one of the plans that I had for this summer was I wanted to clean out all, or at least most of my knitting whips. So I have a bunch of them, and I finished 4 pairs of socks so far. I finished a shawl, a crochet shawl that I was working on. That was from my Christmas Advent from last year. My other Christmas Advent from last year, I am currently working on. I think I still have 4 envelopes left on that one. That one is just taking forever. And once I finish that, then the only other yarn whip that I have is my sweater. That's a long-term project because frankly, I like it. It's not my thing. After I finish, I think, doing that, then I'm not going to do another sweater, I don't think. Or at least if I do, then it's not going to be a big sweater. Like I might do one for like Ella or CJ if he wants one, but like a big like full-size sweater, I don't think so. Because the reality is I can't stay focused on something when I'm going to make this mistake. It's going to happen, and then I'm going to be really upset with myself. So, like, if, I don't know, like, big projects, they just tend to sit for me, and I end up not working on them as much as I want to, and then they sit even longer, and then I have projects that take 2 or 3 years to get finished. Not because they're hard, not even because I'm bored with them. It's just a matter of the fact that I have a ton of different interests as far as crafting goes. And so things tend to sit a little while because I'm doing other crafting stuff, And so that's one of the reasons I really don't want to have a bunch of diamond painting whips, because the reality is it's just going to sit. And and if I have too many to work on, then either what's going to happen is it's going to sit until one gets finished, or I'm going to be working on each one of them just a tiny bit at a time, and they're never going to get done. And then I'm just going to give up and not want to do any of it because I'm going to be like, this is taking a billion years and I don't want to keep doing this. So with the 4 that I already have, one of them is almost done. That is my Gemini painting. That one is from Diamond Art Club, and that one I chose because both of my kids are Gemini. So I chose that one specifically for that reason, and it is almost done. It is a smaller painting. I'll give you all of that. Actually, duh, my book is right here. So Gemini is a 55.8 centimeters by 55.8 centimeters, or 22 by 22. It is by All Claire Studio. It's a square. Hey folks, thank you so much for stopping by. I did not realize that my camera sound had stopped working. So the entire second half of the last part of that video cut off. So anywho, that is all I'm going to do for this week. I'm going to finish kitting this up. So for all of my viewers, thank you so much for stopping by and hanging out with me for a few minutes. Stay crafty. Talk to you next time. Bye.